thought they wanted to go for something like the Farsa, right? Farsa Ranger combination, and it would make sense why they picked up the Valentina to anticipate that pick. So there you go, carry is actually their answer for the gold lane alongside with the Cho. So it's kind of a similar story as to what we saw from TLID yesterday, right? The carry pick and the Bruno pick into the Claude, into the Ranger.
This is Choloiski though. First Cho of the season. Actually, no, it was already picked up game number 1, but this is the second Cho of the season, and it comes in the hands of Beloyski. He popped off in the playoffs just in season 14 with the Cho. Let's hope that he's improved even more, and maybe he could be a contender for best Cho this season. But EVOS, an XP laner, he still needs to pick up an XP.
Do you think it's Edith?
Edith should be the safe choice, but that's why I think the Valentina was picked up. It kind of denies the Edith, it denies the Farsa, it denies a lot of the picks, and now we get to see the brilliance of that Valentina pickup early. Yeah.
All right, so let's eat them with 2 new players in their mids, Maykids and Kenziski. Will they be able to take down the glory that EVOS have so far being able to pick up for themselves? Game number 1, Land of Dawn. Here we go.
Let's see BBB on the Cho again. I don't want to call it a signature, but if he keeps playing it, he's been playing it non-stop from season 14 playoffs. It might be a new signature, Beloyski, Choloiski.
I think the flexibility of the hero really lends itself to Beloyski as well. You never know if he's trying to play a defensive Cho and can get out of sticky situations, or the aggressive style. If you look at the emblems here, EVOS at least are gearing up for battle, man. Tenacity is on Natko and on Reggie on the Gatot. Especially for Natko, he has a big role to play right here. He does damage, but there's also a massive abundance of the crowd control of EVOS is in his hands, right? The Eternal Guard and the Terrify. For GEEK fam, it's all about the cooldown, but look at this.
It's good damage from both here. Key out damaging both Cho and the Joy. That's the early game. Jawhead for you. Airline already getting a good wave set up for him. Kenziski missing a minion there. You can see the experienced duel up top.
If I didn't see incorrectly, there was a Festival of Blood for the emblems for Kenziski. That's quite peculiar. But look at town predictions by the new application GoPay. A bit of a mixed bag here.
It's 3-3.
Who am I with?
Your EVOS.
Wawa.
Yeah, and Lim.
Wawa and Lim.
We're with Papulong.
Well, usually Papulong with the he has a way of predicting Papulong, so we'll have to see how this goes. But look at Key. Whoa.
Beloyski trying to go for a Key. Ejector down. Gets a taunt too. Great damage. Also, Beloy gonna be forced to flicker out. Makers pops in the electrifying beats. Chain combo together. First blood to EVOS. Key wants to go for more. Beloyski goes in. Zikudo, Shunt Boo doesn't have the flicker anymore. Ejector over to Reggie to get him closer to Beloy, but it does not get him close enough. Reggie now pops in the Revitalize. Trying to go for the taunt. Albert able to steal it away. Now a boy running away as well. AOG that zoned him from the orange buff. Gobs barely surviving, not even level 4 yet. Reggie wants to stop that recall, and he does. Gobs delayed.
I think that was really well played by EVOS, right? They were able to trigger a lot of resources coming in from GEEK and render them unable to go for the contest over the neutral objective. And then after that, it felt like, what was GEEK trying to do? Was they trying to gain more information? A boy went back in, and then it kind of just dominated after that.
It felt like they're trying to at least test the waters and see how aggressive EVOS wants to be. I feel like for GEEK fam, they really shouldn't be fighting. Yes, they have a Cho and a Valentina that's really strong in the early game, but if you look at what they're up against for EVOS, you got the massive base damage from Albert, they execute as well. You have the damage, the extra focusing mark from Key, and you have Reggie that's sustainable and damage heavy. All of these really allow EVOS to get so much more in the midst of early game skirmish. So I feel like GEEK fam have to kind of wait a bit longer, at least for a couple of items before they really want to try and maybe go for a different approach, go for some kind of pickoff maybe.
And maybe some XP levels, right? Maykids is 2 levels below of Albert right now. 2.
That's the farming speed of the Suyo, man. Maykids, yeah, he was in the area earlier, but he really wasn't able to achieve much in that engagement. And looking at the gold advantage, Albert already at 1,000, so that's not the best start for GEEK fam so far.
Definitely not. Beloyski waiting for the flicker to come back up again. And yeah, that gold lead is only going to build. for EVOS. A boy's been taking these Quellers away from Albert. A very interesting ult to take. Purple Buff going to be at risk of a steal here. Albert should be able to take it. Oh, Cops goes in! Able to find it, but it gets ejected. Now AOT, the combo! Beloy caught in the curse blast. Revitalized Albert quells him! Oh my lord, EVOS!
That's another 2-member down from GEEK fam. Still sitting at 0-3 in the first 5 minutes of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 3k gold lead. And look at Kids just trying to peacefully get his orange buff.
Oh, the taunt, the flicker, the ejector, Natto! Finishes him off, EVOS. They're not stopping.
They're not gonna let that slide at all. They're taking everything away from Kids right now, and they're able to take the second turtle of the game. Let's see if it's a perfect turtle, but meanwhile, Key.
Great unstoppable force, Natto there. Oh, the shot from there, Lon! He gets the snipe from downtown. 1 for 1.
That's a boy taken out, man. EVOS, they aren't doing anything too crazy, but every single time GEEK fam are out of position, EVOS make sure that they pay the price, man. GEEK, they gotta be a bit more careful. A boy walking up like that, It already spotted, still trying to greed out for the orange buff. They gotta respect EVOS a bit more, because at a 4k goal advantage, we've seen how Albert can do when they're snowballing, and they're on route to actually do the exact same thing in this game.
Definitely, TLID definitely remembers that as well. Erlan also picking up that Sky Piercer. So that is some damage that GEEK fam really need to be wary of. A 5k gold lead, they're already pushed in that turret in the top side as well. And EVO's still continuing to be very proactive around the map and very invasive. So how did GEEK come back from this?
They have to wait for a big moment. And looking at the composition, it has to be Beloyski. Or perhaps Kids can find a window of opportunity to get to the backline, to get to Natco. Then maybe something can happen. We've seen Joyce pull off crazy plays. But that's all a very big if, man. EVOs are playing it so clean right now. It's always key, spotting everyone out first.
Yeah, Beloyski might be next to chopping block again. Unstoppable force, the conceal does not matter. He gets thrown back to Erlan's shots.
BBB not having a great time here. What is he sitting at now? 0-1.
5 more deaths.
Okay. So we still have some time, ladies and gentlemen, before we unlock the full potential from GEEK fam. And with that being said, EVO's tunnel visioning on Beloyski was able to give them the opportunity to push in the top tier turret. And that was in the hands of Kenziski. So he is trying to farm up, catch up. But again, look at Key and his positioning.
That was scary, man. Key just walking up menacingly. You saw that a boy respects it immediately, man. And look at him right now. Always active doing something. If the turtle is guaranteed, he's out there looking for info, looking for the next play. Again, it's just such textbook maneuvers here for EVOs. It's very efficient. And GEEK fam sure are struggling to try and match it. Beloyski still can find information to try and get out. But again, as the gold lead kind of extends, then Beloyski himself is going to be left with less and less options.
Wait a second.
Conceal. Erlan up top is still getting the space necessary to get those chunks down onto the turret. Man, this Granger is building up to be a crazy threat as we get to the 8th minute.
Oh no.
Great terrified now. Maker's popped in, electrifying beats with the retribution injector! Lands on him, Beloyski with a kick as well though. Natko taken down. Great eternal guard steal from a boy. Gobs able to escape. Kenziski, he's hitting them back. Turret still in favor of EVOs, but finally GEEK fam get a fight in their terms.
And finally, Kids gets his purple buff.
Finally, after a very grueling early to mid game. But if you look at it, actually, hey, Kenziski actually has a bit of a, pretty okay goal technically. But at 8 minutes though, only 2 items. Definitely a far cry from a proper full potential of a carry. But maybe that's the idea, right? They want to use Kenziski later on, because the carry can scale up and it's a difficult source of damage for the Gacha to deal with. Maybe that's what they're waiting on.
Yeah, the gold lanes aren't like in sync there, right? Erlan's being compared to a boy, and Kenziski's being compared to Natko, so I'm not too sure how much gold they're sitting at, but it should be Erlan with the lead, like a big lead. 1,000 maybe?
Erlan has 7,700. We have stats right here. Whereas for Kenziski, it's actually sitting on 5,700, so a good 2k gold lead. That's insane.
That's an item difference.
Not to mention the Sky Piercer, don't forget about that.
Yeah.
He has that with the Hunter Strike and a Malefic Roar as well, so that's a lot of damage.
Oh, great flicker out from a boy. He has the tenacity boots. Caught him out. Flicker burn from both the roamer and the mid laner. Boy again stealing away the Queller.
Again. Interesting.
It's been a new favorite for that Valentina on a boy, but Robs. Oh,
Pull back after this crack is unstoppable. The taunt from the other side, an off-angle taunt. A boy is down below. Trying to go for the kick. Doesn't get it in time. Natko is able to maneuver out of there. And Albert quells him, now severs him. Albert gets a triple. And it's a Lord 2 for EVOS.
This is brutal. This is a brutal opening game for GEEK fam, and I think the community right now are shaking. 7K gold lead, 8K gold lead now for the White Tigers. A triple kill already in for Albert. 2K plus gold lead for Erlan. And I just don't really understand the idea earlier on, right? I mean, Makids is how many levels behind of Albert, and we still want us to go for the contest. But look at this,
no.
Bloisky.
Another one.
Oh no, man.
How many stacks is he on? Does he have 3 stacks now?
yeah, 3 kills. I believe he has 3 kills since.
Whoa! Solo kill, Makids.
There you
Getting
go.
the shutdown on Albert.
That's huge.
It's a massive moment for the side of GEEK fam. Wow, man, came out of nowhere. And actually, wait, a boy actually stole the orange buff back away using the Detonata. The Lord is up right now, but Albert won't be on the field. This could be a moment for GEEK fam to try and find something, right? Of course, Erlan and Natko are still in the picture, but at least they have a small man advantage. But they might be just too busy dealing with the waves at this point.
They're not pushing it either, right? So they're buying enough time for Albert to come back. He should be spawning about now. And let's just see the retaliation coming from GEEK. Because honestly, that moment from Makids, that was huge, right? What was the bounty on Albert earlier on?
I mean, it's a huge bounty, but oh, look at this. He already just aggressively looking for something, but Beloyski is behind everyone. What is he looking for?
He's looking for that BBB play. Gets spotted out though. I don't think EVOS will fall for it. Holy Defense popped in both mid and top. Whoa, Joy still in the bottom lane. AOG coming down to zone Kenziski away as Key pops the ejector, but will not be able to find it. Oh! El Momento! Flickers forward, gets one! And it's Kenziski, who was caught in a bad spot now. Has his own away. Beloy trying to do what he can. Make it. Electrifying beast, not enough. Kenziski getting away out of Erlan's bullets just in time. 15 seconds for a boy, though. I don't think they can spawn in time.
6 seconds for Robs, though.
Ejector forward. Kenziski with the flicker just to save his life, but he cannot save the base. 1-0 quick for EVOS.
How many minutes was that?
11 minutes and 48 seconds.
Man, EVOS, they're